although you are going to try and forge a relationship that is a long-standing relationship with every single customer, not every single customer that you'll have is actually going to fall into that. Let's say it's to use a term that is used often by many institutions when they rate their customers on different levels. It could be a platinum customer, for instance. If you use the terminology that is popularly used in the financial institutions, in banks, you're a gold member or a gold card member or a bronze card member. Same with the Discovery, a platinum card member. So to grade them, not everybody is going to be platinum. Is your top 20%, and those are the ones that is so loyal to you that they'll stay there until they actually pass on, or your business closes finally, or regardless, if you move and relocate, they will still keep on using your services because they have not just you've not just formed a very, very strong long-term relationship with them, but also they have been so loyal and will remain loyal to you, not just because of that relationship, but because of the benefits that relationship offers them, the fact that they are part of loyalty reward programs and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that we don't have to treat every customer that we have in that manner, because we do not know who's going to eventually become loyal customers. So we have to consistently deliver out of the box a high-class service when we deliver our services. Quality, extremely important for customers. We know, and we can reiterate it, and when we read through the case study that we're going to do, the first one that we're going to do today on Woolies, we know our Woolies food is the Woolies food often necessarily better than the others. Maybe they're not, we don't know, but because of that image that was created and the fact that the prices are slightly higher, that perception that customers have that a more expensive product is necessarily going to be a better quality product has worked very well for them, but they also have backed it by providing that high quality service, and then it becomes a no-brainer to the consumer. As we speak, I'm actually getting just got a WhatsApp message from Woolies because I'm a W Rewards member. Gift cards that you can win up to 1 million rand. Ironically, as we speak, what's the chances of that happening? Anyway, the chapter, as I said, and the case study specifically on Woolies, to conclude this chapter or summarize the chapter, it's 2.5 pages, so I didn't go through the trouble of including that in the slides, but I'm going to, like I did previously with one that was of similar length. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to assume that A, that you wrote, that you read through the case study. B, I'm going to also assume that you have your textbooks close to you, and then we can actually have a look at page 340 to 342. I'm going to highlight some aspects that's of importance and relevance, so we can answer the questions that follow, the 3 questions, and then I've got 2 more case studies that I actually picked up that I want to actually share with you as well. And then obviously you can add as many as you want yourself. Woolies, we know, or Woolies, yeah. We all know Woolworths. Woolworths, and whenever somebody uses the word Woolworths, what immediately comes to our minds is actually Woolies, because that's how we know it. That's we've become used to calling it Woolies. So it's familiar to most of us. In the retail environment in South Africa, that is very competitive. Because there's a large number of retailers, large and small, they're all trying to gain sales and profits in the market. It's not only the number of competitors in the market that plays a role, but it's also important to acknowledge the state of the economy and its effect on the retailer. And the number of these international competitors like Topshop and Zara and Gap have also entered the market since then. So the competition is not just local competitors, but it has also become sort of The involvement of international competitors has just added more competitors to this very dynamic industry, and competition is tough. There's been a great deal of discussion in the Eurozone of the world economic, because of the world economic crisis that we find ourselves in, especially the effect that it has on South Africa and on the United States. The crisis has affected interest rates because you're now being charged on your more on the debt that you have. So it impacts on the business. It leaves less money in the pockets of the consumer. So their spending patterns have changed. But Woolies have done well in these circumstances, and they still have turned good profits. They've ironically have increased their constantly over the last number of years, have increased their sales, but obviously their profits are a bit lower because their expenses have been higher. Now let's read something that that Woolies have stated in this particular article. Woolies states that it supports its purpose is to provide exceptional quality in every product we sell and every experience we deliver to our customers and our people, with the vision to reflect our passionate commitment to doing good business for all our customers, our people, and our planet. And from that, there are 5 values, or to achieve that, there are 5 values that they have implemented. It is a customer-obsessed business, which means that the customer is the focus of attention and they come first in what they do. Secondly, that they inspire, which reflects in their future-orientated leadership and in various areas in their business. They also strive to be responsible. This increases the importance in business and reflects Woolies' focus doing business in a way that is not only good for the customers, but also for the planet. They're also collaborative. They're working together as a team, and they strive for quality in all of its activities. Now, what I've read so far, as a few more paragraphs that I want to read, that is the kind of image that we have as consumers about Woolies. That was what they have set themselves out as a mission, and that's the big vision. That's the footprint that they want to leave, the legacy that they want to leave as a business, in the opinion of all the consumers. And if we look at those 5 specifically, I'm pretty sure that you'll agree that we can tick all those 5 boxes, because they have not just promised, but they've also lived up to their promise. Now, let's look at each of the different sections. Woolies, obviously, the food section is the one that that started off initially. As a matter of fact, no. Woolies started off as a clothing retailer. So their clothing, Woolies clothing, we all know is not a department that you'll find in every specific store. Your major ones that are centered in big shopping malls, they definitely have all these. They have the kitchen department, and they've got a huge clothing department, and then obviously a smaller food section. But Woolies clothing, that's basically where everything started. Woolworths also increased the amount of retail space. That's another reason why they've increased their sales. And then also they have they're building on the existing fashion credibility, having a shorter merchandising cycle. Yep, I think they've got very good supplies, and that helps with that. This will increase this will result in an increase in new fashions in stores. Yep, okay, they've got good buyers to do that and identify what the customers want, which implies that we'll be able to attract more fashion-orientated customers. Yes. Woolies also planning to improve its sourcing actions, which will increase the speed at which the new items of clothing will be arriving in the market. Okay, that's very good, and I think sort of summarizes the food or Woolies clothing. Woolies food, for many consumers, Woolies Food is the important part of Woolworths, and this part of the company experienced more than 8% growth in sales. Many of us have a local outlet where we purchase our supply of fresh food products from. Sales from food amounted to 15 billion rand in that particular year. That's quite a lot. And the quality of the food has been a major contributor to the positive reputation. That we can definitely vouch for. We pay a bit more, but we definitely get more quality. And I know with the fresh produce, for instance, without a doubt. I have a butcher friend that I support when I buy my meats. But when it comes to fruit and veg, unfortunately, I swear on Woolies, and I'm loyal to them because they definitely, in that regard, have lived up to their reputation as a better quality product. It just lasts longer for some other reason. But again, one of the very positive aspects that make customers remain loyal to them. They've also added the financial services like the W Rewards program. I've just mentioned that, and also not just rewarding the customer, but they're also contributing to others like My School and My Planet. So there's contributions of that of the rewards program that goes towards a particular program that you have nominated. Because I know when I joined the W Rewards program, I was given a choice. Obviously, when my kids were still in school, it was My School that I supported because then I know my kids' school will definitely benefit from me purchasing at Woolies. Woolies customer satisfaction. That's just the last section that I want to read to you before we start the questions. Woolworths enjoys a high degree of loyalty from its customers and is expected to also continue in the future. In the research that was done recently, it was conducted among supermarket customers. The South African Customer Satisfaction Index, SACSI for short. Woolworths has the most satisfied customers, and one of the main reasons for this satisfaction is their ability to provide quality products. They scored 82.1%, while the industry average was 76% out of 100. It had a net promoter score, NPS, of 50%, which reflects the extent to which customers will recommend them to their families and friends. Both of these aspects important, not just the fact that a very high percentage in customers that are satisfied, 82, but also 50% will recommend it, and that's even a more important score to have. The likelihood of making recommendations to others is important as it reflects how customers feel their needs are being satisfied. Now, taking all of that, and that's a lot that I've read, it's probably the most I've read in a long time. We want to look at the following questions. Let's make comments on the products and services that we offer, that Woolies offers. What has your experiences been? I've shared my experience with you regarding specifically their food section, and specifically their fruit and their veg, which I definitely am a loyal supporter of. Your experiences or your family's experiences with the products that Woolies offer. How good has it been? Has it been good?
Always very good, sir.
Are you talking from personal experience, or or you're just is that what you hear from people who shop there? Because that's both of them are important, because we've just seen now from the stats that that research that was done is that their recommendation rate is quite high. They definitely talk to friends and share their good experiences that they have with their friends because they are so satisfied. So in your case, it's personal experience.
Yeah.
Any particular product, if it's not too personal, that you're very happy with, that you bought and you thought, oh my goodness, and that you continue buying from them because of the quality that you've experienced?
My mom is an avid buyer of those like pre-made meals.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
always very good.
I tell you what, that's a lifesaver. That's probably much. I think I took one from the fridge this morning as well before I left for work because I know that the Wednesday is usually a difficult day, and you never know with the load shedding. We're currently experiencing load shedding. Fortunately, not here on campus, but yeah, you sometimes have to have that go-to prepared meal already, and their quality, I have to admit, yes. Obviously, I've used prepared meals from other businesses, and I think the other one that really has a good variety or had a good variety, they've gone a bit off the last number of months. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. It's almost as if they low on stock in certain areas. Has been Pick and Pay. Maybe it's just the 2-3 different Pick and Pays that I shop at. And then Checkers as well. I've always been very happy with their prepared meals. Their range is quite good as well, and the quality I would rate just under Woolies. But yeah, you're quite right. From personal experience, I can vouch for that too. I'm definitely fighting in your mum's corner in that regard. Any other, apart from food? I mean, the majority of you and your experiences have been limited to the quality of their food products, or are the other products like cutlery or kitchenware or clothing that you have bought from them that you can say, but you know what? I initially was a bit skeptical. I tried it. I usually support other companies, other retailers when it comes to buying clothing. I tried the clothing because it fitted me nicely. Because that's very often, I know there's a specific clothing range that I buy from them because it's shaped. It's not shaped for my body because my body's not shaped for a lot of clothes. But the fact is that it's actually it's almost as if their designs are yeah, obviously targeting a specific target market, but I'm definitely very comfortable in their clothes. As a matter of fact, I'm currently wearing a shirt from the Woolies range. Their clothing arm originated in Australia, so they brought that business into the Woolworths Holdings as the holding company. Anybody, apart from me, who've bought clothing from Woolies who are quite happy, or something else maybe, apart from food? Nobody else? Nobody else bought anything else from Woolies than food? Yes. Sorry, Malie, ja?
As jy Woolies klere koop, dan weet jy daarom moet gaan hou vir 'n paar jaar.
Ek dink dis een van die redes. Ek dink dit is definitief one of the reasons why people are obviously buying it is because of the quality. It came out of the research as well. I know that if I buy a golf shirt, at some point I was required to wear a lot of golf shirts. I found that the golf shirts I buy from them actually keeps its shape for much longer. I bought a golf shirt from them that I actually wore for more than 13 years, and it was worn at least once a week. It was washed after using it, and it still kept its color and shape for 13 years, which is for me it was astounding. The only other similar product that I've had, piece of clothing that I had for that long was a New Balance T-shirt, which also was. I couldn't believe that the T-shirt could actually last that long, because we know where the T-shirts start going bad. But yeah, I outgrew that basically, so to speak, because it was a good quality. I think it's obviously they are definitely not trending the younger generation. They are targeting sort of middle age market, because they know that if they can convince a particular customer that their quality is good, those are usually the people who also have small children, and then they will buy their because younger children, I'm talking 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, they don't shop for themselves. They wear what their parents buy for them. So I think they've Woolies Clothing have targeted a specific market, and because of that, they know that the parents will buy clothes for their kids as well. I know that definitely especially when we had young children, talking preschool children, when they were at that age, we did a lot of clothing shopping at Woolies because of the quality. Yeah, you can go to Ackermans and go to all different kinds of shops and buy clothing for your kids, but the quality is just so much better. And at some point, obviously, kids grow quite quickly at certain stages. You don't really buy Woolies clothes then, because I mean they outgrow that unless there's hand-me-downs. Because in this case, with the quality of clothing that they have on their shelves, you can actually use it as a hand-me-down, and it's not going to look like a hand-me-down. Right. Comment on ways in which Woolies is able to retain customers. What would you say? What are the main reasons why people go back to Woolies? How have they been able to, over years, establish such a strong relationship with their customers that when research is done, it indicates, excuse my apology, that 82% of the customers are happy and satisfied with the service and the quality of the products, and also that they are so satisfied that they are prepared to recommend this to people who are not regular Woolies shoppers. What are they doing right?
So apart from all of their like rewards and stuff, I do know from experience that I think like the Woolies staff members are the kindest of the many options.
Their staff, how's their staff? Do you think they are better than other retail shops based on personal experience?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's probably, if we look at the 5 values that we have identified and that was included in that statement of the case study, those are one of the things that's important to them. I'm not suggesting, and not for any minute are we suggesting, that the other businesses are not doing it. But why are some doing it better, and why are somebody? And that's what business is. If you have a coffee shop, and you're happy with what you're offering because all the seats are filled every day and the customers are very happy. When there's a survey done and a range of shops, coffee shops are then evaluated, why is there always one that comes out as a clear winner, like in this case with Woolies? The reason why, and there are many reasons, because we are talking about different industries now, but the reasons predominantly, or the main purpose of such a study, and the indication to us if we are not number one, would be, right, what are they doing different? Why it's so different? Because they're offering the same products as other businesses, and then you'll find that it's very often comes back to the quality of the product. The quality of the product that they offer is what makes the shopping experience and the satisfaction of the customer so great, because that's what people want. People want quality. People want value for money. We know that they want value for money. But it's also, it's almost that if you walk into Woolies as opposed to walking into one of the other retailers, and let's stick to maybe the food section, Woolies Foods compared to other retailers in that industry, Woolies almost seems more organized. I'm not saying more hygienic, because I mean they are very strict health and safety regulations that apply to all these businesses, and they all comply to that. But you sometimes find it is almost if in some retail shops they are changing the layout of the shop too regularly. They are changing the aisles too regularly, and customers don't like that. Woolies have stuck to it. The layout is functional, and it's the same in all their shops. But sometimes some of the other retailers, I found that the layout is slightly different within, if you compare 2 or 3 different venues, for instance. So these are all kind of things that that positively impact on the all-over experience of a customer, and as a result of that, obviously, they remain loyal to that particular brand or to that particular service provider. In this case, Woolworths. The benefits of Woolies card. Well, as I said, I just got a WhatsApp just before the session started. W Rewards are giving away 1 million, 25 times 10,000 Woolies gift cards to be won every week until the 4th of July. Swipe your cards to enter T's and C's. Apply, opt out, and then you can actually just reply. This is the kind of thing people want to be rewarded, and especially in the times that we're in now. The greatest benefit for me, I think, with these loyalty programs is instant reward. There are reward programs that reward you at the end of a particular calendar year, like Discovery and their Vitality. Yes, there are other spin-off benefits that you can get throughout the year, but the benefit that you'll get is based on whatever vitality level you're on, bronze or silver or gold or platinum, and you can only use that benefit in the next year because you then have achieved that particular status, which is good. But people, in the times that we live in at the moment, in these very uncertain times, people don't know if they will have a next year without adding doom and gloom to this conversation. But people want the discounts now. They want the rewards now. If they swipe the card, it means that it's a 10% discount, and in the process they also have automatically entered into a competition where you can win something. They'll enter. They'll take that card. They use it. Those are the kind of loyalty programs that is very rewarding for loyal customers because it's in the moment. What are the and if you can still remember from yesterday's conversation, what are the downsides of loyalty programs? What are the disadvantages? We know what loyalty programs are attempting to achieve, but do they really work? Do they work for the business? Because we know they work for, and how do they work for the business? Because we know that it works for the customer. Customer's happy, he's getting discount. And who's not going to accept any form of discount? We all are. If we don't have to pay the full price, we won't. How does the business benefit from the rewards program, and what are the disadvantages of and where does a loyalty program not work out? Anybody can still remember yesterday when we discussed it?
So isn't one of them like the customers just becomes like discount focused and not necessarily like supporting business or something like that? I can't.
Yeah, I think it's the reward itself. The reward itself rewards the behavior of the customer. If you are going to remain loyal to us and you're going to shop with us, we're going to reward you. Some programs say we'll reward you at the end of the year. Some programs say we reward you today as the transaction happens. So it rewards the behavior, the loyal behavior of continuing to shop with you. That's the benefit. But does that really form a very strong relationship with our customers? I think if it was 100% true, that 82% rating that they got during the survey or the research would have been closer to 100. Because if the loyalty program works 100%, and its intention is not just to reward the customer and contribute towards other charities and my school program and my planet and all these programs, and it would have been a higher percentage, because then customers would be then the number of referrals would be higher, as well as the number of customers. 82% is an amazingly high number, but it can actually if the program worked 100%, it could even be higher. So some of the disadvantages is that it doesn't really tell you with great accuracy that the customer is going to remain loyal to you and keep on supporting you because of the strong relationship. Because customers are after the one thing, and they after the reward. And if a different retail supplier come out with a better reward system, they will easily move. What currently stall, I think, allows Woolworths to have this strong presence in their market industry is the fact that is the quality of the products that they deliver. Because that, at the end of the day, people will stay for the quality of the product before they stay for the rewards that they'll get. Right. Let's look at two other case studies that I actually read up on yesterday. The Ritz-Carlton Hotel Group, International Hotel Group, well-known customer service fanatics in the hospitality industry. One step into the hotel and you understand why. Every staff member warmly acknowledges you. The hotel service are available round the clock. They have foolproof damage control strategies. But these fairly common practices are not enough to differentiate them. A luxury brand also has an inevitable need to justify the premium price that people pay. Ritz-Carlton does it with their customer advocacy language. There's no other way a company founded in the 1980s can provide phenomenal service and relate to customers across generations, age, and time. They invest a lot of time and effort in their voice. For instance, they say, "We're fully committed," instead of "we are fully booked." My pleasure. We guarantee you that. Among some of the phrases that sounds professional yet relevant. Crisp yet non-robotic. Friendly yet colical. And the best part, most of these evaluations can be attributed to customers' feedback. If you ask a Carlton Ritz something, you will almost always get it. So the lessons that we can learn from that is that two things. Firstly, focus on consistent customer advocacy language. In other words, using the right words, and that language you use is the promise that you make, and living up to it. In other words, doing what you actually promise that you will do. And secondly, listen to customers. To me, that's the most important thing, and that's where you differentiate yourself from your competitors. If you truly listen to your customers, you will fix the problems that exist, and you will preempt possible problems that can arise in future. You'll get great results by asking your customers first and aligning your services with the needs rather than expecting customers to get accustomed to how you operate. Now, we know that that Apple, for instance, also rated very highly as a company that I think that's one of the other case studies that I've pulled. They do it for a different reason. In the hospitality industry, we know that this particular approach can be very effective. to listen to customers, and the fact is that you have more interaction in this particular industry with your customers to allow you to influence their experience, and also to capture it. They are going to stay, even if they just stay there for a night, even if they just stay over for a night. You will have the opportunity while they are booking in, and also when they leave the next morning. Also during the day, during their stay there, the fact that they either visited one of the restaurants in your hotel, or the fact that they ordered room service. Those are all activities that allow you the opportunity to interact with the customer, which is not normally the case when you buy an Apple computer or an Apple product. Yes, they have the online backup and the service, and technical support that will help you, but there's not a lot of personal interaction, and therefore it is possible for them to say, you know what, we're not going to ask the customer what they want. We're going to produce something that the customer, we think the customer needs, because we know that they are indecisive and they can change their minds. But we are going to ensure that the experience that we have is a good one. In other words, if they need support, that the support is reliable. It's two basic examples of different examples of how a similar approach is applied differently based on the specific industry in. But hospitality industry, that the majority of you will hopefully get good employment in future, is one of those that, because the experience that you have is what you'll be valued on, not necessarily just the product itself. But it's easier to do it in an environment like that, where you can actually ask quickly, just while you're here, while I'm signing off, sir, and finalizing your bill and everything, let's just check a couple of questions. Can you just complete this 3 questions in a survey for me? They also have, it allows you the opportunity to put a 5-question survey next to on the coffee table, on the bedside table, because they are going to spend time there. So there's always a chance that they can complete it. If they have a good experience, they want to complete that. So it offers you a better opportunity to find out exactly what the customer wants, and then you can align accordingly, because you have to fix the problem, and secondly, you have you can improve on that before that customer returns, or before any customer returns, because that might not just be an individual experience. It could be experience that can apply to other customers and also future customers. Anybody of you have had a good or bad experience, a good service experience from a business in the hospitality industry, restaurants, hotels, venues that you've been to for functions, that spring to mind because it has had such an impact on you, and there's a lasting impression that, wow, that was a great experience, and wish I can have that again, or experience it from other suppliers. Anybody had any such wow experiences? I see. You are just waiting for the opportunity so you can offer these wow experiences to people in future when you into the industry at the end of this year. Okay, that's also a very good approach. Right, let's look at another one. I think, no, it wasn't Apple. I think it was actually Amazon. Because Amazon is rated also one of those extremely high when it comes to customer service. You know what? People want their stuff on time. That's why if you deliver up to that promise, you are going to get good ratings. Let's quickly read what the case study says. Free shipping above a certain limit, automatic refunds, price guarantees. Amazon is amongst the top customer service leaders for obvious reasons. Every customer service rating manual on earth has an Amazon case study in it. According to Forbes, Amazon shoppers say the following: they listen and they fix every problem on the side of the customer, whether the purchase was made through them or a third party. They are one of the best customer service companies out there. That's a mouthful. How many times have you ordered, recorded, and returned on Amazon at ease without any signs of friction? I've used them before, and I've never. It was just a question of, okay, sorry, sir, that has happened. There's a couple of ways and we can fix it, and they offer you the choices, and there we go. So we know, yes, the answer is many. Amazon has built a brilliant and an intuitive user interface that everybody can use at ease. That's very important. The product is the main component of the critically acclaimed customer experience. Yes. Lessons that we can learn from this case study. Empower your customers with great products they'll truly need. Assess your product market fit. In other words, assess the degree to which your products fulfill the market and the customer's demands. While this sounds like a no-brainer, most companies tend to get carried away by the notion that they should build something great and advance to build a successful business. They forget about their relevance and place. Amazon thinks otherwise. They solve, or better solve, a major problem. An online e-commerce platform that lets you buy almost everything you need in one place, and they make the user experience a breeze. It's a convenience service, and that's why if your system inconveniences the customer, then you've actually lost the plot, because that's the main reason why people do that. It's for the convenience. They can shop any time of day. They can trust the reliable delivery of it on time, but also, and that is the product that they offer. To be honest with you, have not had bad experiences with any online shopping that I've done through Amazon or Superbalist, Take a Lot, any of these. I mean, they're all really good. But obviously, Amazon has established themselves in the market for many years. I've included there also in the slides. There's a blog that you can go to. There's 10 best companies regarding customer service. Okay. Any of you had any bad experiences or good experiences that you can relate to when it comes to sort of courier deliveries or home delivery? It could be local, it could be Mr. D, it could be anybody. It could be one of the retail shops. It doesn't have to necessarily be some of the service providers that I've mentioned. Anybody?
So I've always had good service, delivery service.
You probably your choices. Who do you use regularly?
Take a Lot.
Anybody else? We know you shop online. There's been enough research that proves that females shop online a lot.
Then I know Uber Eats is also quite nice. Well, from my experience, is we once ordered McDonald's and then the food was, I don't know what happened there. And then they just gave us the credits back, so we could have ordered anytime in 24 months to use that credits. So that was quite nice.
Yeah, I think that's we're getting the hang of it. Yesterday I was waiting for my son, and he went into a shop, and I was sitting in the car in the parking lot, and it was right next to where all the Uber delivery bikes waited, and this guy came in at a speed, and he just ripped off his helmet and he grabbed a cool drink from the from one of his friends who was waiting there. He downed it, put his helmet back on, and says, "I'm off again." So he was definitely in that, and that's the kind of thing that you want to see. You want to see it delivered quickly, and I know that some of the places like Lemonades have those those sort of promises that if it's not hot when you get it, then it's free, kind of thing. But it's nice to hear from students, other consumers who have had good experiences as well, and that who actually can confirm that most of these businesses actually live up to the promises that they make. I think what differentiates them from the world-class service providers in that regard is the consistency in which it's done. Were you just lucky on that particular day, or is it the specific individual who just said, you know what, when I signed up to do this job, this was my commitment, and I'm going to live up to the promise of the company. And then you could get other individuals who are just not bothered, you know what. So yes, the consistency in delivering that is what differentiates these case studies that we've used, Woolies and Amazon and the Ritz. Delivering it not just once, delivering it all the time, and having the intention to do that all the time as well. Right, I'm leaving you with that quote from Jeff Bezos, who says that at Amazon, we see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the hosts. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer's experience a little better. And that's, I think, a very important lesson. Sometimes people trying to do something huge to impress customers, but actually what the customer wants is just that on all the aspects that's important to us. If you can improve that small bit, there's a video clip that I've used previously for different courses. It's a scene where Al Pacino is actually the coach manager of a American football team, and he's doing this motivational speech, and he says that what's making the difference, or what will make the difference today between the winners of this match, would be that extra inch. It doesn't have to be one person who actually breaks the line and runs 50 meters and scores a touchdown. If you have everybody in the team just doing an inch themselves, then we'll get to the 50 meters. And I think that's the important lesson in this. Don't try and literally put your eggs in one basket and try to, in one particular area of your business, really excel. You can actually rather tone it down and ensure that on all aspects in your business, you do that small percentage better every day, because then you'll get there in the end, and it will be a lasting result as well. Any of you have anything else to add? Everybody good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good, thank you very much. Thanks for the week again. I know that we're all under a lot of pressure, and we're scattering and to try and get everything done and in time. But yeah, generally it's been a good week, and hopefully load shedding is going to allow us a bit of flexibility. At least now we know that until Friday evening at 10 o'clock there will be load shedding, so we can plan ourselves. It's going to be stage 2 from now till at least Friday. At least we can plan on next 3 days. But yeah, thank you very much again. I'll upload this recording this afternoon. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and we chat again after the weekend.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
It's a pleasure. Bye-bye.